thanks everyone for showing up. Today we're just going to talk about briefly, maybe like 10, 15 minutes, tell you guys the structure of the DAO, the committees, the committee heads, so you're familiar with who you are, and like some of the open roles that, not open roles, like just like where we need a ton of help. Just so you all are very well aware of the things that we're trying to do. So let's get started with this. The idea when we started this whole thing was like, we just got together in Lazarus and we just wanted to have like a group of people that we can just hang out with and talk about crypto all the time. Because my wife and their wives and everyone just tired of listening to us about crypto, so we need people to talk about crypto all the time. So the idea is very simple. We wanted to create the most cohesive, strongest network of crypto enthusiasts and professionals in the city. So that's basically all of you guys. And the idea here is like if you combine all these skills and all this enthusiasm and everything that you want to do with crypto, you can start doing some pretty impactful things across the city, right? So like now, if a local official comes in and says, "Hey, like I would love some learning about this new technology and how we can use it as a city," like ATX DAO should be. We should have the skills to like help those individuals help out with whatever they want to do. Similar with like local business, like a local business is curious in crypto and like, okay, great, there's an organization, ATX DAO, that can help them. But in order for us to be able to do that, you really have to have this very curated, powerful, and like cohesive crypto network in order to do all those things. Oops. Sorry. Oops. Okay, so that was in. Siri's just gonna listen to me. How do I? There you go. There you go. Sorry, that was weird. Yeah, so this started super organically. You know, we never envisioned we were gonna do ATX DAO. It just happened very normal. Like we just got together every week, and then we invited more people, and then more people came by, and then we were like, we should just formalize this a little bit more, and then we turn it slightly into what it is now. And the core team is this guys right here. So the way that we broke it down in the beginning was memberships, partnerships, marketing, engineering, operations, education, and then obviously now we need some legal stuff, legal advice. So those are the people that are the core team and the people that are actively trying to work on the things that ATX DAO is trying to achieve. And tonight, so that's me and memberships on the top left. This is John. Quick intro, sir.
I'm John. You guys know me as John Chainlink on Discord. So myself, along with Cliff and Malcolm over here, we run engineering. So if you guys are engineers or are curious about engineering and want to help us out, come talk to one of us, and then we can start building cool things.
Hey, I'm Jesse. I'm the head for education, and I'm going to be coordinating all of the different educational events that we have, resource guides, and then working alongside a lot of the other teams when we need educational resources for larger events that we're throwing, things like South by Southwest or a hackathon, things like that.
My name is Mason. I'm doing marketing and events, so like throwing the mint party for the people that went there, running social media, working on South by, like many of us are, and coordinating this next week's government event, and basically any type of creative idea that we can do to generate awareness, like we're game, you know.
Hi guys, I'm Malcolm. Engineering side as well. I guess not much to say over on top of John, but there's a lot of interesting directions we can go on the engineering side. A lot of different blockchains, a lot of different ways that we can enhance the DAO and be innovative. So excited to hear new ideas, new directions that we could go and try to build on it.
Yeah, I'm Cliff. Everything they said.
Nice, Cliff. And then that's Ron behind the camera. You're gonna have to turn the camera around or like something at some point. Say hi to everyone. And then Mr. John Libby in the back helping out with memberships. So Ron and John helping out with anything that's related to memberships. Let's see. Okay, so we realized that the first time that we did this committee thing, it was an absolute fail because we couldn't funnel the new members that are very eager to help us out into like a specific committee. And like we had all these questions about like how do I join a committee, and like what can we do, how can we do? So we have this list, this link now. Did we post this thing on Discord? Can any of you guys help me post this on Discord? What we're trying to do here is create a membership database that we can share with all of you, so you're well aware of what kind of people are in the DAO. Because the reality is like a membership and the cost that you paid to be part of this DAO is really proportional to like the quality of the people you have around you. Because ideally we get to the point where like, you meet your next co-founder here, or you meet someone that can help you with funding, or you can help someone with marketing, etc. So having that information is going to be very crucial for us. So whenever we're done, at some point, we're going to post this link, and that's going to be a quick Google form that's going to ask you for a few personal information so we can compile it into a membership database. Let's see, what else do we have? Okay, so the tools that we use, obviously, is Discord that you've noticed. That's going to go through a revamp right now. We have gotten so many complaints from you guys, and we understand. There's just so many fucking channels, and they're all repeated. And yes, it's a bit of a mess right now. We're going to clean it up to show a better representation of community versus DAO member channels. So Discord is going to be a mode of communication within the DAO, and then we use Notion for a lot of the documents that we keep. And that's another tool that we're trying to figure out a better one, because it costs every person that gets a subscription or gets added. It's like an added cost. So we're trying to explore a different way that we can share all this information with you guys, so it's like readily available for everyone to access. And then like any other DAO, we use Snapshot for our proposals. Right now, the snapshot has been mostly around how we can use the treasury, and all those proposals have been around funding specific events. So, for example, for our government event coming up next week, that was part of a snapshot. So you're going to see that kind of proposals coming in, and you guys all should be able to vote. You just have to like make sure that your wallet that contains your NFT is the one that you connect to Snapshot, so you can do any kind of proposal. Let's see what else. Okay, we also have a Monday meeting for the committee heads to get together and talk about some of the things and some of the initiatives that we're trying to do on a weekly basis. This is not a mandatory meeting, and it's entirely up to you if you want to join, but it's really up for us to like understand what each committee is trying to do, and we all do that in Discord. And then we have a few calendars. I don't know are these calendars up to date, the Google Calendar? Okay, so like we'll post all these links so you guys have it available on Discord. Are you guys not? Yeah, okay. Yes, so you got everything available. We just launched an Instagram, I think, right? You want to talk about the socials real quick?
We can talk about socials.
Yeah.
So we have a LinkedIn, because it's the best social media. We all know this. No, we have a LinkedIn, we have a Twitter, and then just today we started an Instagram because we were having trouble contacting brands via Twitter because they don't follow us. So whenever we post stuff from there, we'll like share it and stuff. Engage with those if you can. That's good for all of us. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
There's also a YouTube channel where we'll be posting all of the videos from our events and recordings from our lunch and learns and crypto strategy calls. If you check the general channel right now, there's a link tree in there that has a link to every link that's in this PowerPoint.
But we'll need to make a better job at letting you know that links are there. I'm sorry, man. It's on us. Any questions so far, guys? Questions? Because I think that's the last one. Yes, what's up?
I saw there was a couple notes about moving potentially the Monday meeting to like later.
Yes.
I don't know if we want to talk about that now or we should talk about that. I would love to move it to later.
Yeah, I mean that's previously it was 25 of us and it worked well because everyone was working from home, so it was fine. But yeah, okay, so we can just push it up a little bit so people can make it. Was that? Yes. Yes. Yes, on the member channel. So you should all have access to the member channel now.
Frankie, what time are you thinking?
I don't know, I think that like a lot of people with their parents and stuff here probably like later, like 8 p.m. or like I'm good with 5:30. 6.
Dude, 8 and 5:30, huge difference there, man.
I would poll it. Why don't we just do a poll?
Yeah, that's fine. We can try that. Sure. Yeah, exactly. Any other questions, guys? That was clear? Everything was super clear? Yes.
With regard to committees, has it been disclosed like what the term is for committee heads and future voting process?
Yep. Yeah, so there was a proposal out there. Okay, Jesse, yes, sir.
Also, can you guys just like answer the question in a complete sentence because we don't have audio from those guys?
Right. So the question is around election terms for the committee heads, for all the chairs that we have. We have 2 terms, fall term and a spring term. The elections are at April and October, respectively. So the next round of elections will be in April. There was a proposal that was passed recently to define all of the details on how we do those elections. Check the snapshot. It'll have basically week by week the process that we're going to be following for it. Chairs will only go through an election process if they're contested. So if you're interested in a chair, propose a bid for it in the first week of the election cycle.
Yes. No, we just join, please. We need help. So much help. So much help. That's the thing that I want to talk about now. Like, please, help wanted. So these are the different roles that we've identified as areas where we need some help. The idea here, this presentation is going to be literally like just over in a couple of minutes, and we just want to give you guys a space to mingle with each other, get to know each other, because that's the whole value of ATX DAO. So like the more value you extract from this group of people, the better. And if you're interested in joining any of the committees, just speak to one of us, one of the committee heads, about the kind of role that you're interested in doing from this. If there's something in here that your skills align really well with another role that is not here, feel free to talk to the community, to the community head. But this is what we have so far. Yes, mostly marketing. Yeah, you want to talk about those things, Mason, since you're the one that needs all this help?
Oh, yeah. I feel like I kind of talked about it earlier. I can show, actually, if you guys are interested. This is, like, pressing. So this is the government event proposal. This is what we need in the next, essentially, week and a day. And, I'll be handling a lot of it, and whoever helps, like, also. But just some ideas of things that need to get done for next week's event, which will be super legit, guys. We got 2 city council members coming, Senator Eckhart's coming, Greg Kassar's coming. It's zooming in? Okay.
No, I think they can see fine, but you can't see very well.
Yeah. Okay, anyway. But yeah, then besides that, all the stuff on the slideshow, this is all stuff we need.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. So the government event is going to be downtown on the 17th, 7 to 9 p.m. At the Mexicarte Museum. We got Kura's Grill catering, and we'll have Shane, who's our legal mastermind here. He's generously sponsoring it, or at least half of it. So if anyone has like a sponsor, somebody would want to sponsor the other half, we're looking for that. Otherwise, it's coming out of the treasury. What's up, Ratio? That's pretty much it. We're just going to set this relationship with Austin and Texas leaders and establish ourselves as the go-to crypto people, What's up?
As far as events go, centralized place for the Google Calendar or Discord, because I noticed that today's event wasn't on Discord.
Oh, yeah. So it's on Google Calendar. I'm keeping, you want to talk, Jesse?
Yeah, so the process we've been following so far is the events that are on Discord are usually linked to a channel on Discord, so they're actually going to be virtual events. Check the Google Calendar for everything that's going to be in person.
Yeah, what's up?
Is there a content component to next week's event? Is there a discussion or anything?
Yeah, so I was just talking to Jacob, who's the lobbyist that helps us with this, and we're going to be meeting soon with another person who's been helping with outreach and figuring out, which of these, VIPs are going to want to talk, and then we'll structure programming around that. But part of this, again, on this partnerships thing here is public policy research. As an organization, we really need to, step up and try and find a way to consolidate information and explain why we like this thing we like and how it can help everybody, because we're going to be meeting people that need to know those answers and are going to have those questions. So if anybody wants to help with that, or even just we can start a document, you can put stuff in it, we need to figure that info out. Yeah, I think so. But like the problem again is like we'd have to make a page that's editable for everybody, right? Can we do that? We can't do it. Yeah. Well, we can make a one public page, right?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Every single person that wants to edit will have to have a membership account, correct?
We can talk about it, but just keep that on your mind. I know everybody has opinions and reasons why they like crypto, so we just need to sift through it.
Yes. Any more questions?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I have a question. So there's a Genesis token or NFT or in a ATX, you get this around NFT. Is there difference between those, or are they the same, or just kind of help me out there?
From technical point of view, they're pretty much the same, right? It's more the I don't want to say seniority, but Genesis was first, and then Edition 1 is first. So at this moment, they're pretty much the same.
In terms of voting and how it all works.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
The rounds were just The rounds were really just to differentiate people coming into the DAO. So the Genesis round is named Genesis because it was the first round. Zoka round and then other continuous rounds will have each a different round name, but have the same voting power along with every other one. So.
I know you're compiling a database of who's in the DAO and what their skills are, but I also know, I think it was Mason that threw out some interesting facts just talking about who's coming from the VC world versus who's technical.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody just spend 15, 20 seconds talking about like what do we know about the constituency of skill sets in the DAO?
So we actually do. So when Roberto's talking about like getting that form for more information, I think that's more of like getting emails, right, and stuff like that. Because right now, so what we did, or what Roberto did, thank you for this, is we like did a whole data analysis thing where we cross-referenced the applications, the wallets that minted, and then like something else. And so we do have in Notion like a database of everybody's like Discord handle, their wallet address, the committees they like put on their application, and then like their careers. So from that, we were able to do. I think Jory was helping me. Yeah, we were able to do some like analysis and pull those stats for our pitch deck for South by. But.
Do you want to go over the demographics?
Oh yeah, we have 50% of ATX DAO Zilk around is full-time crypto, which is pretty crazy. And then these stats are not mutually exclusive. So 50% is full-time crypto. We have 30% that are either founders or C-level. We have 20% that are software engineers, and we have 10% that are VC. So pretty cool stuff. And we got some of the craziest companies represented in our org. So it's something to be proud of, guys. What's up, Sunday?
What are we doing for South by?
Okay, yeah. All right, let me tell you about that. Okay, yeah. So we've booked the ranch on West 6th Street for March 16th. It'll be an event that runs from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. It's okay. So it's on a Wednesday, yes, but it's on the last day. It's South by. It's
And it's St. Patrick's Day the next day.
But it's the last day of interactive and the first day of music, like overlapping. And so we're in the process of organizing all that. We have the venue locked down. We got our first platinum sponsor. We're still looking for sponsors, and we're still working on like getting the headliner. I'll be meeting with Catalog tomorrow to try and get a partnership with them. And so we're just moving forward with that. It's going to be hopefully like a historic event for all of us and for Austin in general. Any other questions about it? What's up?
I was just curious about the sponsorship in general as we move back to our companies and respective communities. What are you looking for from a sponsorship perspective?
Do we have more slides, or should we show the pitch deck?
We got one more slide.
What's the next slide?
All the engineering.
Oh, okay. Oh, so wait. So the question is like, what we're looking for in terms of sponsors? Like, is that like what they get, or?
No, more like what are you all asking for from like ballpark? Is it like
Oh, okay.
$2,500 and support for something?
Yeah, we can show the deck. Yeah. I mean, so we have like 3 tiers. Obviously, they're just like guidelines to work off of, right? So like every sponsor is going to want something a little bit different, and you customize the package. Let's see. But Look at that shit, guys. Boom. Yeah, so. Oh, yeah. Here, I'll show you that if you want to see. Yeah, so we had 24 Genesis members, 63 in the Zilker round. So pretty cool stuff. Some pretty sick companies there, too. Yeah, so this is basically what we're working off of. And this is small, so you can see it, right? No. Okay, well, anyway, silver is 5K. Silver is 5K. Yeah, gold is 10K, platinum is 20K. Basically, the real value of platinum is you get to talk at the event. Gold, you get a booth, and then 5, you get clout.
Are we still entertaining the idea of having like the name at the end if someone's willing to pay more?
No,
Sponsored by now?
not anymore, no. Because we're aiming for like three platinum sponsors or whatever. So I don't know. That was something we were entertaining, but I don't think we're going to proceed with that, which is fine. What do you mean? This is just for South by. I mean, we'd love that, but we haven't put work into figuring how that would look. So if anyone wants to think about that, that'd be cool. And then again, like with negotiating with people for this, like a lot of the times, like from my experience that I'm learning, talking to these sponsors, like people want, I don't know, it's like a trade-off. It's like a balance between like sponsoring fun events and like getting education or whatever. I don't know. It's interesting. But does anyone else have questions? Okay.
Okay.
And I'll put this back on
Oh, sorry.
This is for Jesse.
So the reason why we're doing these things, this event and South by and the government event is because people need to know that ATX DAO exists. Like the city needs to know that we're around, and then the city needs to know what we're doing, and then just giving them the ability to find out, hey, like there's a bunch of like people that are very familiar with this technology. Like we can be a source for them. So the government officials event is entirely for that. It's like, hey, we're here, happy to help. And then the South by, it's an international stage, so it gives us this ability to like tell everyone, hey, like if you are in Austin and you're in crypto, like ATX DAO is where it's at. So there's, I mean, aside from just like having a great time with all the members, it's also like we're trying to be very strategic about why we're doing some of these social events.
We're not allowed to market as a South by event. So the former CTO of South by joined the DAO. His name's Scott. He's advising us. Super cool guy. The first thing he told us was you can't market this as a South by event. So it is an event that happens in the week of South by.
We're still working out the ticketing for the event. Likely there will be some kind of allowance for like our DAO members, but we need to get head counts and some idea of how many people are going to be showing up and all that jazz.
Yeah, it's 1,000-person capacity, so you can't have any more than that.
I just wanted to follow up on what Roberto was saying about why we're running these events. Right now, we've kind of gone through this stage of really rapid growth and obviously adding all of you to the DAO. And now we kind of need to capitalize on that, and we need to make sure that we are establishing a name for ATX DAO, which is something that's going to help all of us since we're all members. We want to establish that reputation that with the community in Austin and also much further beyond that, so that when you reach out to someone and you say, I'm reaching out to you for this project that's related to ATX DAO, that name carries some weight.
I know it's kind of down the line, but Consensus is in Austin this year. I know my company is planning a thing. Like, I presume it's going to be a big thing for the DAO.
If we
you guys
pull
have
off-
ideas of what that looks like yet?
If we pull up South by, Consensus is peanuts. So it's, I mean, the scale of the events is entirely different. Like South by is this humongous international event. Consensus is just crypto.
Yeah.
But yes, ideally we can have a presence in both, right?
Yeah. I mean,
is the man. So this is meant to talk about
yeah,
events.
I have done no
the
thinking about
DAO
that.
in the city where the crypto conference is happening
Yes.
would be a pretty legitimate position.
Yeah.
I mean, we've always been saying, like, from the jump, it's like South by and Consensus are like the things. Like, if we had like tangible, real goals, there's a lot of cool ideas, but like Consensus and South by were always on the table as like things that were non-negotiable. So.
More broadly speaking, is there a committee that's thinking about partnerships with other community organizations that are thinking about crypto?
I guess that'd be partnerships. Yeah. The thing that's like cool about this is like all y'all have these like ideas and questions, but like go ahead, you know, this is your brand too. Like ATX DAO is all of our brands. Like that's what I said on the call on Monday. Like this is an interesting opportunity for me specifically because the ATX DAO brand carries weight already, and it allows you to do things and seize opportunities that you wouldn't be able to do as an individual. So like, I mean, it's like me and Jesse, we aren't founders of the DAO. We came on and we were like, oh, fuck it. Like people need help. Let's make some shit. And it's like all the same for y'all too. Like there's no one's going to say no really.
Add to that.
Yeah.
The main purpose for the committee heads is just so that when we're coordinating across the entire DAO, we can just have a few people in that meeting that are communicating what's happening in that section. It's not to bottleneck any of y'all.
Yeah, to that point also, if you're part of a committee, that doesn't mean you can't help out in another committee. Like this is not formal enough to a point where if you're engineering, you can't do anything else. If you have a bunch of partnership opportunities, take that, but also do stuff for engineering and also do stuff for treasury and do whatever. So when we talk about like putting you into a committee, that's not formal. That's just, hey, if you want to help out in this spot or if you want to help out in this spot, it's up to you.
That was just like a product of like a handful of people that started working on this organization, trying to build an organizational structure, right?
It also helps in situations where people need context about what's happening in different areas of the DAO. As we continue to grow, we're going to have more and more complexity. So having a particular committee that you're more involved with means that other people can go to you to ask questions about things that are happening there.
Do you want to talk about this stuff, Jesse?
Yeah, sure. So for education, we are going to be hosting a lot of things where we reach out to members of the crypto community, whether that be more local or broader, and then having them come speak to the ATX DAO and our broader community that we have in the Discord. So these are things like our crypto strategy calls on Twitter Spaces, Web3 lunch and learns, which tend to be more local members, and then local education events, so things like the South by Southwest panel. And what I'd ideally like to do is have someone that's willing to take on responsibilities as hosting one of these so that they're a familiar face or a familiar voice for these events as we run them weekly or monthly, and basically become someone that's important within ATX DAO for that role. We also have some ideas about doing a newsletter. We'd need an editor, someone to gather together information from across maybe all of the different sectors of the DAO and crypto spaces in general. A graphics designer, since we're doing all of these events, we need some kind of media that we're putting out there. Would be very helpful to have a graphic designer. And then this one's a little bit more nebulous, but topic specialists. So if you have something that you have a specialty in and you want people to come to you and ask you questions about them, or if you're just okay with that, then please let me know or let someone in the education committee know so that we can start to say, hey, so-and-so outside the DAO asked a question about this. Can we send our DeFi specialist? Can we send our DAO tooling specialist? Can we send our chain architecture specialist? And yeah, you can throw it in your Twitter bio.
Not really a question, more maybe more comment. A decent amount of DAOs, and obviously reading in real life is super powerful. But and y'all got a lot. You got a lot to probably do in the next 6 months. But thinking through, we got kind of public events, right? We're trying to host the community, bring people in. That's how I came in, right? I'm really happy I met some of you guys. But also thinking about kind of why I'm here is I'm here for the people, like making connections with people for whatever that is to push crypto forward. And that's just for us, right? And we're doing that tonight, but, and maybe that falls off, and we have a lot of public events, right? We need to thinking about how we accomplish both, and certainly do it at Discord, but I'm a firm believer that the in real life stuff is super powerful.
Yeah, so ideally, so this is like on my many random documents of things that need to get done, is like ideally we have partnerships with like, right, you, because we met you at Lazarus, right? Imagine we would have partnerships with like public spaces like that where we could just have regular things and other people open to the community and stuff like that. But also imagine if we had like a partnership with Capital Factory and like we did events like this that was only us networking, or like, but those things could be regular, right? I don't know. It's just like, it's like what, like John, what you would talk about at the beginning was like, at the end of the day, we have to deliver value in exclusive events, or else like we're not delivering on part of the promise of the actual organization. So again, ideas welcome, but
Yeah, I think like we started this back in July, because we like to get together and just talk about crypto. Like it wasn't serious, it wasn't about a DAO. We wanted to get together, drink a beer, and like, you know, kind of bullshit with crypto. And we started this with that same mindset. Like we wanted other people to come and talk to us as well. And it's grown and grown and grown. So I think long term, if we can continuously have like maybe every other week that we like as a community kind of get together somewhere, have a beer and just talk and get together, like we'll continue to do that, because that's how we started. Like the DAO, the very first time when you guys came, it was just a bunch of us sitting at Lazarus and having a beer. And I think that's what's going to continue. We just have to kind of get through this growing pain of having this many members now, and then get through that and keep doing the same thing. Like it's not.
the government event is members only, though, and like probably invite from members, but like there's no way the government event is public. Absolutely not. Yeah, no way.
And we've only got 4 representatives there, so there will be plenty of time to talk to other people.
We've got a lot more than just those 4 people.
There's, I mean, John brought up a good point, is that we were operating with 7 people at the beginning, and then we started operating with 20 people, and then now we're operating with like 85 people. The way that you do operations with 7 is very different from the way you do operations with 20, and it's very different how you do operations with now 85. So there are gonna be some growing pains. We've gone through, from like the founders, we've gone through a couple of those already. So be patient with us. And if there's any help, any support, any ideas, just let us know, because we just want to make this experience as valuable as it can be for all of you guys.
Is there a particular channel or space in Discord or anything where you all would like those ideas submitted? Or like if we have ideas for in-person events that we could all do, or a speaker that can come and contribute, is there a specific place that we want to be collecting those, or should we just direct them at whichever committee seems best?
We have an events. I think the DAO members have an events channel by itself, so just throw it in there. I don't think it's specific to a committee. It's just if you guys have ideas about anything, throw them in any channel you want. But for events,
Your ideas, they're yours. You can make them happen.
yeah, like the DAO this is yours. Like this is not ours. It's not committee heads. It's like it's everybody's. It's like this. Everybody's the same in here. So you guys have ideas. Just do it. Do it. Yeah.
Just do it. Seriously.
Yo.
Hey, do we know what the government officials that are coming next week know anything about crypto, or like what kind of goals we might have? Like what should we do with them? Or
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great.
what's the best way? I mean, it might be like a little big
I know, right? Yeah, it's fucking crazy, right? Yeah.
How did you get him to? Does he have some sort of?
So I was listening to Unchained today, and they had it was like an interview of like 2 people running for Congress that were liberal and were into crypto, and it was like a whole thing where like the only outspoken crypto politicians are Republican, which is like a thing. And like this event is going to be pretty 100% like Austin liberal, Texas liberal politicians. And so it's important that we talk to them and communicate why crypto is good, what reasons y'all think crypto is good, because we can't let like, I mean, I'm like my side is showing, right? But they want to be part of the crypto conversation. Like they know something's happening. There's obviously like concentration of wealth in this industry. There's like a lot of smart people in this industry doing cool things. Like they just want to know what's going on, and they want the support of those people, and they want to understand if there's a way that this can be better. So again, like finding the ways that we can articulate that in like a cocktail party setting is important. But at the end of the day, this event is just like a foot in the door to build a relationship. And the way we got it too is we're working a couple lobbyists that are like interested in ATX DAO. What's up? Yeah.
Is it worth having like a forum discussion right now about that kind of stuff, or is that more like a just pocketed?
I mean, we can do whatever you guys wanted.
It's like an icebreaker. It's like, yeah, it's a foot in the door.
Are you talking about? You were talking about like.
I mean, like right now, I just wonder what anybody thinks we could really push forward.
Yeah. Does anyone know? Yeah. Should we shut down the? Okay.
I think it's like a big get, so I'm just curious what we can do with it.
Yeah.
I think we would address what they feel as if our weaknesses are for being within crypto, whether it's the anonymity, the anti-money laundering, or whatever it is, but the icebreaker towards what they feel our weaknesses are, so we can show that we're addressing that comprehensively as a group, that there's no fear with us. Also, the events channel, you don't own anything about owning trivia and games. Nobody fucking show up.
I think one of the big advantages there is they may be coming into this with an idea that crypto is very anonymous and it's this online community. And us as an organization are the antithesis of that. We're a local community that does in-person events. We are getting to know each other. And being able to put a human face on this industry that up till now has been very cryptic, in more sense than one, right? But like being able, I wasn't able to stand in a room and talk to somebody about crypto until I got a job in crypto, because the concentration of people who are in the space is so low. So we're concentrating real live humans with faces and voices and drinks in their hand into physical spaces. And it takes a lot of that uncertainty away of, is this somebody who's trying to buy drugs on Silk Road even though that doesn't exist anymore? Or is this somebody in my community who might vote for me? And I'm just bringing that human face into the picture, I think is going to help a lot.
Agreed. And kind of on that, I think we could focus on the benefit it could bring locally to Austin, just because there is such a huge concentration of people here, and that I think if they saw the benefit it could bring for the economy here, that'd be a pretty good thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. These are questions.
Why don't we assemble a document of speaking points and potential criticisms? Glad to throw one together.
I've done a little work with policy in terms of open internet and net neutrality stuff in the past, and I think what works best is find the experts. So I think it's probably Coin Center in DC, right? We sponsor them or give them some money, and they, our job is just get the message out there. I've seen a lot of these tech issues, it goes on both sides of the aisle. So it's you just find who wants to show up, and our job is to just talk to people, say we're real people, get the message, but we got to find, I feel someone that knows all the issues, right? And spends the time to deeply understand them, which we as a group is really difficult, right? I mean, not that we have to adopt everything, but that's what I think seeing what works is having events like these and just being present, being there, talking to people, seeing what their concerns are, and then just keep having them and keep educating people. And that seems to work best. And if we could do that, once, twice a year, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully this is the first of many. I mean, kind of what you were saying about having a forum. If anybody is interested in
Just saying why they think crypto will be good to Austin right now, go ahead. Otherwise, we can move on. But if you guys want to say that stuff, I would love to hear it. But anyway.
Continuing that conversation because it's an exciting one for framing and policymakers. You might sort of introduce the competitive landscape that's happening right now. So you have cities like Miami and New York that are their leadership is saying, I'm going to get paid in Bitcoin. That is the bet I'm making. This is going to be a brand new industry that can have we would want our leadership in this city from a political perspective to at least be aware and ideally have a sort of competitive stance. We can do it too because we have the caliber of people already in our backyard.
Oh, yeah, actually, so going off of that, one thing that'd be obviously great would be having Texas make pro-DAO legislation. If anybody here knows people that know about that legal and like realm, like how DAOs work and stuff legally, we're in communication with like Jack is helping with this right now. But I emailed the IT caucus for the Texas House and we got a response, and they asked for people that knew how DAOs worked legally and stuff, because they were like, we're trying to pass write legislation. Like, can you set us up with somebody? So let me know.
It kind of seems, I think we can market the idea, it kind of seems like it might be flatlining, like what can we do from here? And so the combination of the simplicity of how much crypto is going to grow and centralizing it, I mean, I don't know how much these guys know technically, but I think like revolving around that idea is going to really get them passionate about what we're doing. Yep. Yeah, so.
Yeah, we're leading, like right now, we are leading the city DAO movement. Like ATX DAO is it. We are creating.
San Francisco ask us how they should do it.
Yeah, I've been talked 3 or 4 cities now that have come and asked like, what are you guys doing? Because you're doing something and it's growing. And so I've talked to North Carolina as a state. They're trying to have their own DAO. Where was it? Sacramento or some other city, Miami, New York, Tokyo. So these DAOs see us doing what we're doing, and we just have to keep pushing, and we're going to head it. Like we are heading. Austin is going to be crypto capital of the U.S., if not the world eventually, maybe.
Inform them or convince them and detach?
I think
entirely like an introduction. Like, this is who we are, this is what we're doing, and we're here to help you whenever you decide to embrace this technology. Exactly.
Probably just getting to know them and them getting to know us.
Yeah, 100%.
Crypto right now, it's not going to be things that are very, okay, I can't really get a handle on this. That's what I found with the clients at our company is the volume of information is just so massive that when they try to figure something out on their own, they can't. But when they walk across the, plaza and come talk to me in person, in 5 minutes, the thing makes sense. Yeah. So I'm sure they'll be coming with questions. And it's just going to be in a room talking, making them feel comfortable and making them feel heard and get their questions answered will probably be a big part of it.
I think an important part too is them walking away knowing kind of the size and shape of what we are, in terms of skill sets, networks, and also how we can help with promoting initiatives, educating the general community. Like, we can be a resource to politicians, to policy. They should know at least kind of generally how we can get involved with their initiatives.
That's the goal. That's right.
What is the overlap between like the whole Bitcoin miner narrative of like miners moving to Texas and like what people are gonna think of ATX DAO and like our image? Like, is there a big overlap where we care about miner issues and energy policy and all that sort of stuff? Because if someone Googles crypto in Texas, that's like gonna be the first thing they see.
Yeah, I was on a call with Kyle today. We did strategic partnerships because I couldn't make it because I was at work, but they met with the leader of Texas blockchain, right?
So like Kyle and Jacob's the lobbyist that's working with us. They met with the leader of Texas blockchain, and obviously Texas blockchain is like very like pro Bitcoin mining, right? They have like a lot of supporters from like energy and stuff. And I think at least between Kyle and I, we were talking about how at this point in time, it's probably not wise to like come out and try to associate ourselves with Bitcoin mining at all. Yeah. Which shouldn't be that hard. And none of us are Bitcoin miners. Right. But what?
I mean, to be honest, there's an explosion of new networks and new technologies in the blockchain space beyond just straight up Bitcoin mining. Obviously, lots of proof of stake networks coming out. So I think a lot of the information that's out there right now that you can easily find is going to tell you how Bitcoin operates. And some of our challenge may be saying, hey, the Web3 space is more than just Bitcoin. There's a lot of other projects going on here.
That's something else to think about too, how much we're partnering with other organizations. So last Tuesday, I think, literally in this room, I sat right there at the Texas Blockchain Society event, and there were really great speakers and everything. Like, how much are we talking to other organizations in Texas that I think they're trying to do a very similar thing to what we're doing, but it's a centralized 501c6 or something, like it's not a DAO, but they have a very, very similar mission. And there were your city council candidates, or I think a county clerk candidate there. What's that relationship look like with these other Texas blockchain communities?
I was there too. They're more like an industrial group. So
they are,
they're
yeah.
more like industrial group. They represent a bunch of Bitcoin miners.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they're more policy focused. We're more social DAO or a group or something like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
especially
they're
in
like
this
lobby
early
group.
stage, it's going to be, you know, these niches that need to remain distinct. To that point about Bitcoin mining, like we need to have our brand.
Right.
But
So
it's all small enough that we need to work
so
together.
we're different because we're Austin.
Yeah.
Right. We're not Texas. We're Austin, Texas. So we have a niche already, which is good. We also are a DAO, whatever that means. Where everyone's still figuring out what a DAO can be. So that's good as well. I think like talking to those organizations and like networking with them is like definitely critical. But I haven't been doing it. So I mean, besides like the Texas blockchain, that thing we had today, we haven't really made much with that.
So I guess for a little bit of context, like when y'all are like, how are we operating on this front? We had 25 members in the Genesis round, and if you think about how many people we have in the room right now that are active and engaged and interested, it's not the full 80. So like we're just starting to reach the point where we can operate as an organization and really be taking on the full scope of what an Austin DAO is capable of. These are good questions, and like we're starting now, basically. Yeah.
Guys, we talked too much. You don't want to hear us keep talking. Like we literally just like gave this space for you guys to like mingle, talk to us, talk to each other, get to know everyone. Cause like that's the value. That's where we're trying to be like as valuable as we can be. So. Mingle away.
You guys are official like DAO members
Welcome.
now.
Yeah.